He was used to handshakes that asked for favors, smiles that wanted something, and rooms that grew quiet the second his name was spoken. Billionaires didn't get surprises, only expectations. Yet there he sat in a softly lit restaurant overlooking the city, dressed in a tailored suit, about to announce his engagement, when a waitress paused just long enough to slide a folded note beneath his wine glass. Her eyes didn't linger, her voice didn't shake, but her hands did. "Your fiancé set a trap, leave now." Daniel's breath caught. For a moment he thought it was a joke, some tasteless prank. But when he looked up, the waitress was already walking away, shoulders tight, moving like someone who'd just stepped off a cliff. He hadn't even learned her name. Earlier that evening, Daniel had been calm, almost relieved. His engagement to Evelyn was good for the board, good for investors, good for headlines. Love, he told himself, didn't have to look like fireworks. Sometimes it was just order, stability, predictability. But that note burned in his pocket like a secret that refused to stay quiet. He studied the room. Evelyn sat across from him, radiant, her laughter effortless as she spoke to a venture capitalist at the next table. Everything about her looked perfect, too perfect. Daniel excused himself and walked toward the bar, his heart thudding louder with each step. That's when he noticed the waitress again. She was wiping down a counter that was already clean, her jaw clenched like she was holding something back. "Why?" he asked softly, standing beside her. She froze. "I shouldn't have." She whispered, "I could lose my job." "Why did you do it?" He asked again, not unkindly. She swallowed. "Because last week, your fiancé paid me to spill wine on you, to embarrass you, to see how you'd react." Her eyes met his steady now. "Tonight was worse. I heard her talking. She wanted you caught in a compromising moment. Photos, scandal, leverage." Daniel felt the floor tilt beneath him. "Why warn me?" he asked. The waitress shrugged, eyes shining. "Because I've watched you come here every Tuesday. You say thank you, you look people in the eye, you tip the buzzboys when you think no one notices." Her voice cracked. "You treat us like we're human." In that moment, Daniel understood something he'd spent years missing. Kindness wasn't loud, it didn't announce itself. It lived in small, unnoticed choices. And sometimes it came back to save you. He returned to the table, calm as ever, lifted his glass and smiled. Then he stood. "I won't be proposing tonight," he said gently, "or ever." The room went silent. Evelyn's smile collapsed. Questions followed. Whispers spread. Daniel didn't stay to explain. He left the restaurant quietly, the city air cool against his face, the weight in his chest lighter than it had been in years. Before stepping into his car, he turned back. The waitress stood by the door, unsure, scared, hopeful all at once. "Thank you," he said. "You didn't have to do that." She smiled, small and real. A week later, she received a letter. Inside was a scholarship for nursing school. No press, no announcement. Just a note: "You reminded me who I want to be." Because in a world obsessed with power and appearances, this story reminds us that kindness still matters. It can whisper when everything else shouts. It can protect, heal, and change lives. Sometimes with nothing more than a folded piece of paper and the courage to care. And sometimes, the smallest voice in the room tells the most important truth.